She's friendly.
Is this your dog?
Yeah.
Hey, Pup. How are you?
Now, you know better.
Oh,
It's my wife, Diane.
it's your wife? All right. Hey, Dan. Richard! How you doing? How you feeling? You feel all right? I heard you call last night. Nice to meet you. I like your house.
You like it?
I like it, yeah. Mind if I sit down?
I'll take her upstairs.
Someone in the hospital?
Was an emergency physician and came in and loved it. Loved the house also.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. Yeah, we were kind of taking a Norm called because I'm sure he filled you in. Your downstairs tenant was up here, and we just want to make sure everything was secure and nothing was missing or
How
whatnot.
can I tell? But if he did it, I'm an extra. Well, you know, it's a burglary.
Right, if he took something, right?
No, if he entered with intention, went through things.
Right. So, if he wasn't, are you saying he wasn't supposed to be up in or in here?
No way.
No way.
No way.
He told me. So, how did he get a key for the place? You don't know.
He has been helping out, and he has been the caretaker for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
But they're in the process of doing an eviction,
Right.
and he's been served paperwork, and he's been going back and forth with really caustic, nasty emails.
Okay. All right.
This is a bad man, by the way.
All right. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know him. I talked to him for a little bit when I was here earlier.
Oh, he's got a great kid.
He said he came up here to reset the wireless router, which you do see him do. He does it a couple times. He said he had to do it twice last night. Has he ever had to come up here and do that?
For a long time, he had the right to come up, but then there was a complete breakdown between the two of us. He knew I hated him, he hated me. So any entry after that, there was no permission.
So he knew, you've told him in the past he wasn't allowed to come up in here anymore.
I didn't even have to tell him.
I mean, but was there, you're saying before, you had a relationship before him as a caretaker where it was it normal, when you guys were getting along, was it normal for him to come up and be in here? And let's say if something went wrong on the property, like the internet went out, he could reset the router.
During the day when Richard's up, but
Right.
he's just coming up at like
But that's what I'm saying
in
is,
the middle of the night time.
right.
And it's really sketchy. He never comes up when Richard's awake, only when he's sleeping or
Okay.
out of the house.
All right. I'm trying to look at it and get a feel for your guys' relationship and situation. Is what is this guy? What is his intent? You know.
His intent?
Right. Is what I'm
He's a
saying is.
thief.
Do you want to see this guy arrested for coming up here and resetting the router, which is all I have right now?
No, entering my property without permission.
Okay.
Entering my household without permission.
All right. And there's
He
nothing.
knew there was none. He knew it.
All right. But is there a history of him as property manager or your friend being allowed to come up here? Because you told me you never specifically told him he couldn't come up here, and it sounds like there's a history of him, being allowed to come up here before.
But there was a break on that, and that break was the extreme anger that he knew I had for him. We served him papers.
Right.
You don't know that one.
I heard that. Norm told me that, I think.
Yes.
Eviction papers or something?
But even before that, Bond, Schernick, and King, the attorneys, were handling the case against him from me. He knew I hated him. He knew he had no permission to come out.
Would you sign a statement that said you told him at one point or told him he's not allowed to be up in here anymore?
Oh, he knew. How do I say?
You know what I'm saying? Is like, so it's almost like if I have a friend that has a history coming over, oh yeah, come over, grab something from the fridge, or check on my property, make sure the internet, your property manager reset the internet. I can't have you're like, this is a criminal court type thing. I got to get a signed sworn
What
statement.
happened was his wife was taking care of Richard, and then she went away. And when she came back, or while she was gone, Darrow said, "We are not your caregivers. We are your caretakers. All we are responsible for is mowing the lawn and clearing the driveway. We will not come up into your house or help you."
Who said that?
Darrow. Because multiple times...
I mean, this is you telling me this. I didn't get this
Yeah.
from you, Richard. This is my concern, like when it goes to court, is this guy got a case where he's, it's almost like like I said, I got a friend, I'm allowing him to come into my house, it's normal, we got this thing, he comes over, it doesn't bother me. But then all of a sudden he pisses me off, and then I call the police the next day,
No.
Yeah, it's been like a month or so that
It was not normal.
It's been bad for a month.
Yeah.
It was not normal.
Yeah, he's
If
been
it
asking
was
to help him
normal
with the
for a
key.
while, he always had to knock and come in. He never walked just in. Now he's doing it, walking in, isn't he?
Right. Right. You don't know how he got a key to your place?
No.
It's not something you gave to him in the past? As like being your property manager or maintenance guy?
Honest to God, I don't remember. I don't know.
The other thing is, though, that you can't really lock the house because if he falls in the night, he has to have emergency people be able to
Yeah.
come in.
What
So
does he
that's
say?
the
What
problem.
does he say?
Him?
Darrow.
He said he came up here last night to reset the router,
That's
which
it.
I have him on video doing. Why he took down your one camera and then put it back up, I don't know.
Doesn't that matter? Of course it does.
It's odd, but it's not enough to charge him for burglary. I ran it by an investigator that no.
Oh my God.
Burglary, no. So criminal trespass, like I said, but I'm kind of trying to iron out these details of it. What's his history? He's got this title of
Do you know-
property
do you know
manager
his
slash
history?
maintenance. I ran he doesn't come up in our system at all, so we've never had an incident with him. And nothing comes up when I run him. He's got a clean driver's license. Nothing else comes up. No wants, no warrants, no probation, parole, anything like that. So clean on my end.
Any charges that you picked up?
Clean on my end as
And
far
then
as
if
I
you
can
look
see.
it up on the internet, it's there, but it's an old thing. There's a case on there that said he was tried for grand theft license, and he was sentenced to 7 years. When you look up his name on the internet,
Was that?
yeah. Yeah, like
Was it in this area?
No, it was in Illinois, and it was like
Arizona.
2007 or
Arizona?
something, so it was a long time ago.
Diane, was it Arizona?
I think it was Illinois, but he never actually showed up for his court date, and so I don't know, there's a whole big thing where it was.
All right. Okay. Well, just based on so you tell me. So you know the history of him. I don't. I would need if you want him arrested. Like I said, I got him coming in here, resetting the router. So I got him in your property. So like I said, he didn't. If he
came in here without permission.
right.
He knew we were such enemies.
Right. I need you to say in the statement though that he knew that he was not allowed to be on your property.
Absolutely.
Okay. That and then like I said, it's not burglary because he didn't take anything. Okay. So he didn't enter and commit a crime. He entered unlawfully, which is criminal trespass. Which is what? It's a misdemeanor. He'll go to the station. We'll get him an appearance ticket. He'll come back here same day.
I tell you, he's a bad man.
And he'll.
He is. He is.
I don't know him, so I really don't know.
Well, at least
But-
maybe if you do that, then he won't do it again.
But I mean, it's really up to you. You want to give me that statement? I'll do that. Like I said, why he thinks he's been allowed up here and been to be up. He's got keys.
But you can be allowed, but when that permission is obviously ended, you're not.
That's what I'm saying. Is I would have liked you to be able to tell me. Oh yeah, 2 days ago I told him he's no longer allowed to be up in my residence.
Yeah.
And I-
Basically, he said, Darrow said.
I know, but it's not. That's not the
Yeah, I know.
same. You know what where I'm kind of
Yeah.
drawing.
We had a big fight. I mean,
I know.
I wonder if, I don't know.
Yeah, but like I said,
Business
if I had a friend that like I allowed to had a history of coming over here, let's say taking care of my dog or something like that, and then I got in a fight with him the day before, and then the next day he comes and does his normal thing with the dog, and then I call him to have him arrested. That's not really, because you in the past have allowed him
I
to.
will sign a criminal complaint and take it on my shoulders.
I mean, it's not on your shoulders. Like I said, this would just go through court and decided by a judge.
No, but I think
Yeah.
you shouldn't take too lightly the fact that we had a vicious argument.
Oh, I know nothing. I mean, you're telling me that I know nothing about it. People get in fights all the time, right? But
Norm, can you get my first sound card, please?
Is that your first?
Yeah.
Did you speak to Bob Altman about it?
yeah, I did. I was on the phone. He got me the video. I reviewed the video before I came here. So
What time did he come in, that guy? At night.
it was about. He was here. He was here in the house just after about the time you left. Was he in here when they wheeled you out of here? Did you see him in the house?
No, he came in.
He was waiting at this backside door. I think he helped. He guided like the ambulance personnel in, or he was waiting there. He chatted with them a little bit or something, and then he came in. He was standing in here like 12:50 or something. They wheeled you out at like 12:47. So just after. Then he leaves, and then he comes back about 2 o'clock.
Oh,
In
God.
2 a.m. So there's a span from about 2 a.m. to 2:20. In that span, he comes back a couple times. One of the times he screws with that camera there. The other time,
What did he do with the camera?
he took it down and then he put it
If
back
you need
up.
more than that, I'll tell you.
Like I said, so he's got it like just milling around in your house and butting with stuff is still criminal trespass as far as the charge goes. Okay. I don't know what he's going to... He was kind of making it sound like to me this morning that this was normal for him to come up here and look after your stuff, feed your dog, reset the router because the router's... Does the router work for the whole place?
Does his internet, does Daryl's internet work out?
No, Bob said that he just switched it because Daryl was doing stuff with it that he didn't like, so they switched it.
Daryl made it sound like his internet works off this wireless router.
Daryl used to have control down there, but now the control is up here.
Right, so he lost internet, which was his excuse for being up here in the
Right.
apartment last
But
night.
at 2 o'clock in the morning, normal.
Which,
people empty
in the
house.
video, he did futz with the... That's what he did, is he for some reason looked at your camera over there and then futzed with this for a couple different times.
Hello? Yes, Bob. The police...
I can show you.
I'm
the,
sorry? No, the police officer. So, I'm sorry,
Not that I don't know if it
I'm
matters
concerned
to
about
this at all, but
whether Darryl has permission or not.
let me just find it.
You know what the answer is, right? Here, I'll put it on. Officer?
Yeah, this is Bob. Hey Bob, how are you? What's like? Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. No, it's good. All right. Oh, sorry.
Okay?
There's that. That's just, you look up his name on the internet and that pops up.
Yeah, I see New York State stuff on our computer.
Yeah. I was just surprised because usually it doesn't just pop up that easily.
Hold on a second. There's another person coming. Do you know Andy?
Is he coming here?
Yeah.
Is he coming here right now?
Yeah.
Is that Andy? If he can put those videos on a flash drive for me before he comes here, and I'll wait here. Hey, Bob. This is Trooper. Yeah, if he can have all those videos on a flash drive, that would make my life 10 times easier. Instead of trying to figure out how to get them to that form from what you sent me. All right, awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, we'll wait for you, okay? Hello, Bob. We got cut off.
Okay. All right. I mean, it doesn't. His past really doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't
No, but
affect
it
our
shows
decision
that-
at all.
Hello?
It's not under.
Yeah. All right, Richard. So, you're gonna sign a statement. You want him arrested.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll do that. I'm gonna pretty much say.
I have no history of...
How'd you come to find out that he was in your? Who notified you that he was in your house last night while you were at the hospital?
I was told by...
Bob let us know that he was on video.
Bob. So Bob called you, said, "Hey, your downstairs tenant was up in your apartment last night. Looked like you was playing around with one of your cameras and the router."
I didn't hear it from Bob. I heard
Yeah.
it from...
Bob called us because he needed a ride home from the hospital.
So who
And
told
then
you? Was it
we
Norm?
told him on the way home in the car.
Right.
Just now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you didn't find out about it till you're on the way home from the hospital.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
It's hard for him to hear on the phone. So
Yeah.
I don't know what Bob had
All right.
told him.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna just the play of events is I'm gonna say because you're my complainant, you're the homeowner here. Do you have any other tenants here?
Wendy. She's...
That's fine.
Yeah.
Is anything missing from your house here that you
We
can
don't...
tell?
How do I know? That's
I didn't see him. The video's pretty good, honestly. You see him leave the one time he's got the camera in his hand, but then he comes back and puts it back, and you don't see him take anything. This is the item I was concerned about when I was here originally with Norm.
Yeah, his money, the money I was talking about.
Yeah.
He had it in his drawer.
Oh, did you?
So that's all.
And it's
that's
there
all
and
here.
secure
That's
now?
there, yeah.
Okay. We took a quick walk around, me and Norm did, while you were still at the hospital, just to see if anything was out of place or missing. We couldn't see anything like that looked disturbed.
I couldn't tell. We don't.
Yeah, and we couldn't either, you know. And like I said, the video camera pretty much shows he's not Duke. you know, that you're
Did he look, what did he do when he came in?
just wandering, you know, just like aimlessly kind of wandering. There a couple times, you know, screwing with the router here. Okay, he had this down on the floor. He had the wires, like he was like it was broken or something. He was trying to fix it, what it looked like. But
he also damaged the other camera so that it wasn't usable, and we had to buy a new one. So.
that was previous, right?
Right.
To last night.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
So, and it's the
I
same camera that he messed with.
I am very willing to sign a criminal complaint.
So I'll do that, and then it'll say he was in your house. He's not allowed to be in your residence.
No, he
You want
wasn't.
him charged criminally.
He wasn't.
Just make it so it doesn't happen again more than, as much as anything else.
Yeah. So I'll do that for you.
Make it clear.
All right. So give me a second. I'm gonna go out to my car and type it up. You're just gonna have to sign that for me, right?
Yes.
All right. I'll be right back. All right, Richard, I changed this one line to say, at this time, you do not know of any property missing. So that's kind of up in the air.
At this time, what?
You do not know if there is not any property missing.
Right.
Okay. So we're not going to say for sure that there isn't.
Are you aware of this case?
Yeah, she was showing me that.
Jesus.
I didn't look that up. I'd looked at it quick, but. So if you're good with that statement I read you, I just need to initial at the end of it and then full signature down there. You need a pen.
For your information.
Yeah, he didn't know about this till Daryl started being a problem. Then he started looking.
Oh, you looked them up? Yeah.
Did a background check on him and found out all kinds of stuff. Stuff they wish they'd known 4 years ago.
Is that when you moved in here?
Yeah, he's been here like 4 years. Right?
Yeah.
2, 4, I'm not sure.
I thought Bob said 4. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
Before mine.
It's mostly just lately he's been coming up all weird times of day. You know, it's like before they were coming up during the day and
Like when you were here, though.
Officers, one quick question. Who is the Supreme Court judge here? In this area?
Supreme Court Justice? I wouldn't be able to tell you that. This isn't going to go to Supreme Court. This is going to go to local town court. He lives, do you know the judge in the town of Stockbridge?
No.
Okay. He lives right over, just up the street here off of 46. So, yeah. It's, I think him and Bill are mixed up. Judges.
I can look it up.
It's not Dodd, is it? Well, I want to say Dodd, but I'm probably mixing him up with another one.
Is it town of Munsville? Or town of?
It'll be town of Stockbridge.
There's some wording here I don't like.
Okay. What don't you like? I'll change it. It's your statement.
No, it is mine.
Yep.
You have
When
to
you pen in, what do you want to change?
Well, first of all, you have them down here. As my tenant.
Yeah.
Why do you have them as my tenant?
Well, he
He
lives
has
there,
residence,
so
but he wasn't a tenant.
he works for
This
him.
is your property, right?
He was not a tenant.
He lives in your, this is your house, right?
Yes.
He lives downstairs.
Yes.
So that makes it, so that's the way I would understand it, or if a jury reads that.
I don't
Because
want,
your addresses are the same. It's the same address, but he has an apartment that's different.
no, I don't want a tenant. He's
He
not
was
a
an
tenant, he was a
employee.
caretaker.
Is what he's, But,
yeah,
but he
because
lives
he
there,
doesn't
so it's a
pay
tenant.
rent.
So I'm calling a tenant because he lives
Yeah.
in your house in a separate, like a separate area. Because if I said you both lived at this address, they'll be like, he lives at that address, he can be here.
So it has to, the tenant is to differentiate.
I'm trying to
that he doesn't-
differentiate that he doesn't live
in this part.
in this part of the building. So to call him a tenant is to say that he lives in a closed off, separate area of this address.
You have Norm as my caretaker. Norm is not my caretaker.
I help you out. That's why.
You're not a caretaker.
No, not caretaker. I guess.
I
Property.
call the caretaker. It's someone
Yeah.
that helps look after you.
I'll rewrite it and I'll give it to you tomorrow if you want.
I need it right now.
Yeah, yeah. Because if he's going to do anything with him today, it's close. I help you out. That's why I put that.
Okay, I won't call him. Do you want to give this statement today? I mean,
I'll give it to the DA.
Richard, he
I can't arrest him unless I have a statement.
You want to arrest him today?
Yeah, right now I want to go down there and take him
That
back
way
to
it
the
gets taken
station.
care of and you don't have to deal with
Okay,
it.
he's not my caretaker.
Okay, I'll change that.
He is a friend.
I'll call him a friend. So I'll change this to my friend Norman T. Button. All right.
That is correct.
Okay. Now, do you understand why I want to say tenant? It's because when a judge looks at this or the DA looks at this and they see that his address and your address are the same, and we're doing a trespass crime, we have to somehow, make it clear to the judge, jury, and DA that he's in a separate area of this address and that he's not supposed to
Put it
be.
in, I'll write it in that way.
Can you put property
has residence in
manager or
that building.
caretaker or something like
But
that?
that doesn't show that he
Doesn't
lives in a
differ,
separate place. A
yeah.
tenant.
So
a
if he
tenant
says he has
designates it
residence in your building, to me, when I read that as someone who doesn't know the particulars of this scenario, it looks like it's just one big wide open house and he's free to wander
I'm not
wherever.
going to do that.
What's that?
I'm not going to put he's a tenant.
How about just
How?
who
So
lives
can
in
you
a
help me?
separate
Like, how would you
apartment?
say?
You're stating it's the law, and I won't put it up. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have
With
to.
due respect to you, but I won't.
I'm just then help me come up with a way to say that he's.
caretaker who lives in a separate apartment on the property?
Can I say
on the
he's
premises?
has been living?
He's a friend of mine and has an apartment in the same building that I have my residence.
You want to say that? That he's not your tenant, but that he's an apartment.
I just said what I said.
Okay, I'll do that.
But not a friend. I mean, you're not calling Darrow a friend.
No, I'm talking about Norman.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's different.
yeah.
There's two separate things.
Yes.
So
So-
for Norman, you want him to be
He's just a friend.
Yeah.
who's helping.
We're taking out caretaker.
Right.
Norman's not a
So
caretaker.
for Darrow, you want him to be a caretaker living in a separate residence on the property. Is that
Is he-
okay?
Caretaker for a certain period of time.
Yeah. Former
He isn't
caretaker.
a
Former caretaker
Who
living
still resides
in a separate residence on your property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll change it to that. No, it's fine. All right, Richard, I'll let you read that. This is their IT guy.
Hello.
Hey.
How we doing, Andy?
Hey, this is it. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
This makes my life a little easier, yeah.
And I put those on media player, so if you have a Windows-based operating
Yes,
system,
that would be the best.
and
That's
you
what we
can
got.
also, if you want to enlarge them, it won't be distorted or anything.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you.
Andy, you need to make sure you can get the update about my purposes.
So I talked with Bob, your the guy that works with you,
Yeah.
and he's going to have me change the wireless router, and we're going to disconnect all the extra stuff that he has
But
here.
you have my okay to ask him
Yep.
anything you want.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Is there any questions you have for me?
No, I'm good. Like I said, as far as I can see from reviewing the video, he did something over here, tampering with
Yep,
it.
he went to the router, and
What he had, like the wires pulled out and stuff. I could see he had it kind of sprawled out over there a little bit.
Yeah.
I talked to him initially. He said he had to reset it because he's making it sound like he's telling me he gets his internet off of this, off wireless off of this from up here. So he said the internet went out. He had to come up here a couple times last night.
well, I can tell you one, that would
To
be a
reset
lie, because if there was no internet, the cameras would go off.
I mentioned that to him too. I said, "Don't those work? downstairs?" And he,
Yeah. So what we did was, when we
that's good
came
to know
back,
from you.
we set up this wireless router so the computers would be safe up here.
Yeah.
We didn't alter anything. Like we got all this other stuff hooked up, but we're going to disconnect that today because that's what they want done. And he's got so much stuff going to this downstairs. There's no need for this
Right.
much.
Did you cut him off from certain things from like the internet? Or?
Bob said that he changed it. It used to be controlled down there, and
Yeah,
then it got
Bob did
controlled
say
up
that.
here. I
But
didn't
this
really
is
understand.
all
Richard
Richard's
pays
account, Richard's everything.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
whatever he's doing on the internet,
It all goes back to him.
it can
Yeah.
all come back to
Yeah,
him.
he's got like
and-
a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what Bob said. So it's best to just kind of cut him out of it down there. Yeah.
So if there was some kind of hardware failure or internet failure, it wouldn't. All the cameras would go off.
They'd
They
be
would come in
out, right?
Yes.
That's what I was kind of figuring. I bet
So
they
we
were
wouldn't,
like,
wouldn't even know he was here if
Bob-
the internet
right.
went out.
By looking at the camera, you could see
Diane?
what. Now the purpose of him taking that camera was these all are supposed to have a card in them.
Yep.
I did put a card in them because I wanted them to be able to record them off-site because I
Maria
knew
left pretty much.
this guy,
She
he's not
just
stupid.
refused to
If
do
he got
anything
the
for him
camera,
at
he would
that
just
point,
simply take the card out,
which
put it back
was-
up there, erase the card, put it back in, and you would never know any he was in here, did anything.
So like that's my weird part is like, it's almost like he didn't know about this one here because he looks
Yeah.
at it funny.
Well, that one was taken down.
But
So-
that one doesn't really show me anything of value as far as like
Well,
like
last
like
week-
it's just a hallway, so it's not
Yeah.
like it would show him taking something, you know.
I'm not sure. I think it was.
So that one there was taken down. We replaced that one because the other one, when we initially installed these, that one there was taken down. It was broken,
Bob said that,
but
yeah.
it was taken down from that hallway. So someone grabbed
Yeah,
it.
I think it was around
okay.
The
January
original
7th
had an SD
that
card.
Maria
in it.
left,
So as
and
soon as
that
I
was
saw
when
it
everything
happen, I
started.
knew not to put another card in
I
there
gotcha.
because they can't stop recording from
Bob can tell
online.
you better.
And when you look at the video, you can see it takes it
Was
back
it all
to just-
SD card based prior?
Yes.
So they didn't have the wireless internet capability before.
No. So I immediately changed everything.
So
and
like before, you could have committed a crime in here, took the SD card, and then wiped
wiped
it.
and I never known it.
Now it's going to the cloud. It's
Yes.
live as it's happening.
Yeah, and you would automatically see, you could see him walking through here. If there was no internet or there was a problem, you wouldn't see
The cameras
anything.
would be
It'd just
up.
all
They wouldn't be
blacked out.
sending it up to
Yeah.
the cloud, right?
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, I had that question for Bob too. He didn't know for sure, but
And he has no reason, from what I gathered after talking with Bob and Richard, he had no reason to be up here.
and that's what I had to clarify with Richard. When first off, is there a major dollar amount value missing? You know, and we haven't found that yet.
Here, in my presence?
No, I'm just talking about if he took anything last night. You know,
We can't see that there's anything missing. There's no.
but and then also I needed obviously Richard to clarify that you know he had no reason to be up here, and he had knowledge that he was not allowed up here. So
No right to be up here.
right. So once we
We had
clarify,
arguments, I could demonstrate
yeah,
and blow the wax out of your ears.
Yeah.
We had arguments, he knew that he couldn't come up here.
yeah.
He'd been forbidden to come up here.
Yeah, so that's why I need to come here and clarify, and that's what our statement's going to say. Like I said, we're good to charge him there.
Gotcha. Yeah. So Richard, today we're gonna replace that router, okay? Because now he's got all the information out there. So that's why he had everything set up. So, laid out so we can look at everything and figure out what the passwords were. So today we're gonna change that router. We're gonna reset everything so it's all set. And we're gonna disconnect that other router and get rid of all that. So after that, he's gonna have to figure out the internet thing because he's not gonna be able to
Right
access
now,
it
that's
at all.
what I concentrate on.
Yes.
Can I just get your info?
Andrew, Andrew, Catello, Catello, date of birth, 4/11/72.
Your middle initial,
J.
address.
4396 Peterborough Street, Vernon, New York.
And a phone number.
315-796-1108.
So, I asked because you gave me a piece of evidence,
Yes.
essentially, and that's the way it's going to go down in the report.
Absolutely,
So
and-
I just got to track that.
And you can call me anytime you need a statement, deposition, anything. I've been here several times over the years and
No, it's pretty solid. Like I said, it's on video that he's in this residence, and then the owner of the property said he had never had permission to be up in here. So.
Yeah, his reason for coming up has been completely debunked because he wouldn't
Right,
video.
right,
the
and
interview.
I was like, that's odd that but so
Yeah. And like I said, it would immediately
I was
go
pretty
out.
sure, but I'm glad you showed up here and confirmed that with me.
All right, well, we're going to do our thing and get you all set. And nice talking with you.
I'll just try to stay out of your way here until I get this from Richard.
And I don't know if he has any
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Retired lawyer.
Yep,
Burglary
yep.
doesn't require taking. It's the entry.
Yeah.
I can't cite the official thing for you, but committing a crime in a building or dwelling.
Okay. We're going to put a new one in.
So you would have had to commit a crime in here, which is why I'm
He
kind
did commit a
of
crime.
emphasizing taking something.
So he can't look at the router and see the password. Okay. Then what we can do is write it on the back
Well-
here and then give it to her. So she's got it for that.
This won't hurt, I'll sign it.
Under like.
You're good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a pen for you here. I just
Whatever happened with him, with this other case.
We talked about.
The one you gave me?
Here.
Yeah.
I haven't finished reading it. It's out in my car.
Like last night he did
That one from out of state?
If he doesn't have anybody from now on until he goes into.
I just need your initial at the end of the statement, and then full signature down at the other X, Richard. So what's going to happen is, Richard, is I'm going to go down, knock on his door. He was initially cooperative with me this morning when I talked to him, but then once I started prying and asking questions,
Down here?
yeah,
He's
Daryl.
sweet and smart.
So once he found out that I knew more than I thought I did, like that I'd seen the video, he kind of got quiet on me, you know? He became uncooperative. He wouldn't give me any of his personal information, which I eventually found out anyway.
You know, I don't say it easily. I don't make complaints easily. This is a bad number.
He's odd, I'll say that. He's definitely odd, you know? Like, just seemed off to me, you know? Even watching the video, like him in the video, just the way he acted inside your house here, just really didn't, messing with that for sure, but then at times didn't have a mission, kind of just aimlessly looking
I'll tell you
around.
one, another thing too,
Weird,
that
you know?
I've never told anyone that's interesting.
Yeah,
I trust Bob Altman completely. I trust him.
Yeah, well, Norm's gonna be here with me.
About the time all this was starting to erupt,
So, but thank you.
one day I
Yeah,
was
it's
down
just
with him,
so
talking
safe.
to him.
He's come up
said,
here when
and
we
you
were
watch out for
here,
that Bob Altman.
and just like
He's stealing.
come to
He's stealing from you.
raging,
oh really?
you know.
Now, wait a minute. I swear to you,
It's like, this
I
is
knew
not
Bob
okay.
was not that kind of man.
Right.
Doesn't have to steal anyway. But I said to myself, why does he do that? He knew all my art was in that quarter. Works on paper. You could take that, big rolls of paper
Yeah,
for multi-thousand. He knew it. He wanted to throw the light on Bob. And
Oh,
if something was missing, I would blame Bob.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's easy enough to see through though, you know, with him.
I was told that he was read out of the, the church. You know anything of that or not?
Bob or
No.
out of the church?
Not more.
Cell phone's also plugged over here too.
What church is he?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, Jehovah's Witness?
I couldn't think.
Someone mentioned that to me too. I don't know if it was Bob. Bob did.
yeah, that's what his whole channel, his YouTube channel. was
That's what
about.
Bob was saying. It was something to do with Jehovah's
It's
Witness.
all crazy stuff.
I guess.
Okay.
And like the Jehovah's Witness are all saying that it's crazy stuff. Like, you know, it's not
And I
just,
guarantee you if we plug this in, you probably
you know,
try to lock
that
it.
it's Jehovah's Witness. The Jehovah's Witness are saying that he's nuts.
We're
Okay.
going to try to get the transcript of the first trial. The trial that this was on.
For that one?
Yeah,
Have you seen
You are?
that stuff?
I'm going to get it.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I don't even watch
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of dubious.
So no, you're a lawyer, so you kind of know how this
I'm
works.
retired.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go down there, knock on his door. If he doesn't answer, I can't obviously bust in and get him without a warrant. They're never gonna give me a warrant to break his door down to get him for this crime. But I could always get a warrant if he's driving around or something. We pop in and he gets caught. But hopefully he answers the door. He's cooperative, because what's gonna happen is
You know something? What you're saying? He's already determined that.
probably, yeah.
He's that
You're right.
kind of mind. That's his mind.
You're right. So hopefully he cooperates. He comes to the station with me. He gets his appearance ticket to show up to court, you know, in a week or two, and then
Who is the justice that goes?
it's Sutmeyer. Actually, I knew it because I just did a. Is it Sutmeyer?
No, it's like.
I just got a recall from him yesterday, and
let's see.
I was looking it up, and then I'm like, it came to me as I was.
Wait.
He calls my husband Boy Genius.
Make sure your witnesses.
Nickname for him. We were up here cleaning. He was cleaning the bathroom.
That is on Jehovah's Witness.
Trying to get the
Yeah,
house.
we'll
They
see what
stick
kind of
together like you
we'll see
can't
what kind of
believe.
story I get. It'll be interesting when I go down there and talk to him.
And it went into his apartment.
But you want to take the reference to the trial.
This letter,
In here.
To that one, yeah, you printed a copy. I put it in my car.
No, that's the copy of the appeal.
Oh, is it?
The original trial.
Daniel Benally.
Diane,
No,
you
that's not
located
it.
for him
do what?
the original trial.
I've got the paper right there. I
No,
gave it
this
to
is,
him.
this is the appeal.
Well, I couldn't find it. That was all I could find.
That's what it says in here for Stockbridge.
And he's gonna
Did you find it?
pass criminal.
Oh, vinyl.
records
Yeah,
again
yeah, vinyl.
for
Got it.
Yeah.
stealing,
Oh, there. Oh,
amount of money over $10,000.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Daniel Vanelli, I'm waiting for it to come back.
So.
My internet's not the greatest here on my.
All right, so I'm gonna go handle business with
Right.
Darrow, and then I'll be out of here.
What's his name? That's the town clerk.
You know, I know that.
Yeah.
No, I was asking the citation for the trial itself, that this appeal is based on.
Do you have that
I'd love
right
to
now?
see
I
it.
can-
Yeah.
All the evidence, the court was very strong, that the evidence was
Now we're
for
gonna have to make
conviction.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what was starting the trial, just a
Right. Right.
kind of man he is.
You got any more questions for me?
But thank you anyway.
Okay. If you got anything, call. Like I said, we got enough here to arrest him, so we'll do that. And like I said, it'll be up to him to show up to court then. You know. Hopefully he cooperates with us. It'll make our life and his life easier. But
He won't cooperate.
yeah, I got a bad feeling. We'll see though. I'll give him a chance. I give everybody a
Matter of fact,
chance
he
to
wrote a statement
cooperate.
one time, he said, he knows more than any lawyer. I have it somewhere else.
He'll be able to get himself out of this then, right?
Thank you, sir.
All right, you have a good day, all right? We'll see you. Thank you, guys. Up front, all right? Just because you're a bigger guy, I don't want